Today I actually want to do something a little bit different. It's not going to be a recipe, but I want to talk to you about how to stop emotional eating due to stressful times. So I'm getting online a lot, helping my community in all of my different groups, Facebook groups, etc. And I'm seeing a lot of people who are aimlessly reaching for the wrong foods at the moment. There seem to be very, very increased stress levels, which is understandable. Everyone is going through such uncertain times. At the moment, we're all struggling. We're all trying to cope with a new living environment, a new way of living day to day. And yes, that is so stressful. But what I am seeing is that people are now emotional eating. So whether you have just started emotional eating, if you have always suffered with emotional eating, there are some certain steps that you need to be aware of and things that you can do to really help yourself at this time. It's really, really critical, and I want to go through those steps today with you. So yes, challenging times, stress is up, but we want to minimize that stress and we want to keep our bodies healthy. So it's not the time to be reaching for wrong foods. I know we associate comfort with those types of foods, with the chocolate, with anything with sugar, salt and oil basically. That is what you're going to be reaching for comfort, because that's what most of us are conditioned to do. You think all the happy times, all the activities and events where you're actually associating with family and friends, it's usually around food. So you go out for a celebration, you might have a birthday lunch and out comes the cake, or a Christmas celebration and all the family is gathered around a huge meal. And if someone is sick, what do? You bring them a nice soup, or they bring you something if you're sick. So we have this association of comfort which is based around food. And usually it's the junk foods because they increase the endorphins in our body. They make the hormones that in our brain go, yay, I feel so good. This sugar is making me feel amazing, because it's like an addictive drug. These are processed foods and they're addictive, and they're added to things like cookies and chips because the companies marketing these things want you to keep buying more and more. They want you to get addicted to this food. So right now, it's really important to be aware of this and to avoid the addiction or break the addiction, and I want to share some tips with you today to do that. So stressful eating, it's going to affect your mental and physical health. It's going to disrupt your sleep. It's really important for your sleep to be intact right now. And it's going to weaken your immune system. You want to be feeling energetic and full of life right now, not struggling with all these things going on in your body. You need to control that stress and feed your body with nourishing foods. Add the nutrients that it needs, not junk food that isn't going to help you, and in fact it will actually make things even worse. So let's focus on the good things, let's focus on the positives, and let's focus on how the nutrition that you put into your body each and every day, especially right now, is really going to help you a lot. So the first thing that I want you to be aware of is your body cues. So when you're reaching for food, there's usually 4 main emotions that will make you reach for food if you're not actually hungry. So just stop for a moment and think, am I actually hungry? Have I just eaten? Did I eat 20 minutes ago and now I'm hungry again? Just be aware of what's going on inside your body. Stop for a moment, take a breath, and just think, oh yeah, my stomach's growling. Yes, I am actually hungry. Or, can I actually feel, is my throat, can I feel can I feel the hunger? Or am I just reaching for food aimlessly? Why are these biscuits, why are these cookies in my hand right now? Why is this chocolate in my hand right now? Is it actually because I'm hungry? Or is it because of one of the 4 main emotions, which usually it's not happiness, but happiness is one of the 4 emotions: happiness, sadness, fear, and anger. So which of those four emotions is triggering you to reach for the wrong foods right now? Have a think about it. Is it sadness? Is it fear? Is it anger? What's causing that stress? Why are you automatically reaching for the wrong foods? So being aware of those triggers in your body is the first thing you need to do. Actually think, am I hungry? And if you're not, it could be you're feeling angry or you're scared about something, you're fearful with all this craziness going on at the moment, then be aware of that and get your body moving. Just stop, and for the next 15 minutes, go and vacuum. Go for a quick walk if you still can go outside. If you have stairs in your house, start doing some stair climbing. Whatever it is to get your body moving, that's what I want you to do. As soon as that trigger hits of, oh, I need something, I need chocolate, I need whatever, stop, put it away, walk away, and get your body moving. It's really, really important because that is going to break that cycle. It'll make you aware of the trigger and then it will help you to break that cycle. So really connect with your body's cues. And, you know, if you're feeling sad and you're reaching for something, then call a friend. Do something different, but try to involve movement if possible, because that is the most powerful way to break that connection. Okay, so the next thing that you need to be aware of is your food and your feelings, which we just talked about, and basically keeping a log of the connections between the food and the feelings. So keep a little diary, keep a journal, and write down, okay, well, I just wanted some chocolate, and write down what you're actually feeling. What emotions are you going through right now? What is going on in your mind, in your body? Are you actually feeling hungry, or is it that you started to think about, I don't know, maybe you've been laid off with your work, you're out of work, or you haven't been able to see your loved one for a certain amount of time. Whatever it is, write those things down. What emotions is it bringing up? Is it sadness? Is it fear? Is it anger? What is happening? Write it all down. Keep a log of your feelings and what food are you going for. So it could be that you notice you're reaching for crunchy and salty food every time you're fearful. And then you might see a trend that you're reaching for the creamy, the sweet things when you're feeling sad. So again, stop, get your body moving, do something different, call a friend. If it's sadness, even go and watch a melancholy movie and just get some of those tears out. Let those emotions out. It's really important to address those emotions, not just numb them with excess junk food that isn't going to benefit you. It's not going to keep your immune system functioning the way it should. And at the moment, it's really important to give yourself that nutrition, more so than ever, especially if you're feeling high levels of stress. Really focus on your nutrition. And then, yeah, just have some alternatives on hand. Have some healthy alternatives on hand. So have your pre-chopped veggies in the fridge with some hummus. Have some energy balls made with dates and fruit, whatever. Have those on hand. A lot of those can be stored in the freezer, and you know in that moment of, oh, I really do need something. I've done my 15 minutes of moving and I still feel like I need something, then reach for something healthy. Have a healthy option on hand, and then you know you've set yourself up for the best scenario possible. And then thirdly, I want you to have an eating routine. That includes having the healthy snacks on hand, but a lot of us are now at home. It's a different routine to usual. So if it's a different routine for you and you find that it's that part of this whole scenario that's making you reach for the wrong foods, then set up a proper eating routine. Set up a time for your breakfast, set up a time for your lunch, set up a time for your dinner. And then try not to snack in between, because usually it's linked to the emotional eating. We're not actually hungry. And if you are going to have a snack, have a piece of fruit. Have an apple, have an orange. And not just the juice, eat the whole thing with the fiber, with the water, the whole thing. It'll fill your stomach up. And eat it slowly and mindfully, and just use that time as a stress releasing time. Really connect with yourself and just calm yourself during that time. So setting up an eating routine and having those set times is very important, because a lot of people who are emotional eaters in a normal everyday scenario, they'll actually reach for things more so on the weekends because they have more free time. So come up with some ideas, other things, write a whole list of things that you can actually do instead of reaching for the wrong food. So like I said, putting on some music, find your favorite songs that you haven't listened to for years. What were your favorite songs from when you were a teenager? Find those songs, put on the fun songs, turn off the news, create a haven for yourself. If you're at home, create a haven. You can set this up however you like. This is your place, this is your environment. Put on the happy music, turn off the news, have some nourishing food. Do things that are positive for you. Maybe you've wanted to learn a language for years and you've never had the time. Take the time. Make yourself a priority and nourish your mind, nourish your body, and get those stress levels down and make yourself full of energy and vibrancy, and you'll feel amazing. Okay, and then the other thing which is really, really important is to eat without distractions. So it's very easy, especially if you're at home, to sit in front of the TV and away you go, munch, munch, munch. Or you could be on your phone checking social media, replying to friends, and shoveling food into your mouth at the same time, not even registering that, oh wow, I just ate that whole block of chocolate. Okay. We want to stop that. You want to be aware of what you're eating, and you don't want distractions. So no reading, no watching the TV, and no social media. Don't sit in front of the computer. Just sit there with your plate of food and actually appreciate that you have a plate of food. There are lots of people out there that are really struggling right now and they don't have access to food. So if you're watching me right now, you're in front of a computer, you're in front of a phone, you're connected to a device. You're probably in a very comfortable environment compared to a lot of people out there. So take that time where you're eating your food to really appreciate that you have these things in your life, because there's a lot to be grateful for. Don't focus on all the negative things that are going on at the moment, because there are a lot of things that you can be grateful for right now. And having good food instead of the junk, that is really, really important. And that brings me to the final point that I want to make as well with emotional eating, and that is to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. So by nourishing your body, you're really looking after yourself. And if you're at home, if you're responsible for looking after other people, whether you have a spouse, you have children, parents, whoever, if it's not just you, then it's especially important to take care of you first. When you think about going onto a plane, what's the first thing that they make you do? It's put on your own air mask first. Look after yourself first, and then you'll be in the best position possible to look after others, to give the best version of you to other people. And that's what you need to focus on right now. Nourish your body, look after yourself. This is a fantastic time to really zone out, get those stress levels down, and really connect with yourself. Look after yourself. Go and have a relaxing bath. Go and watch something on YouTube that you've been wanting to learn, maybe some sort of online course, or I don't know, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. You might have enjoyed knitting and you haven't done that for years, or sewing, or whatever it is, or painting, singing, any of these things. Think of things that, maybe things you used to do in the past and that you've forgotten about. Reconnect with those things, or things that you've been wanting to do. What's on your list? And if you haven't got a list, take this time to write some goals, set some goals, focus on the positives and focus on you, and really spend some quality time on you. And if that means getting up an hour before everyone else because there's chaos in the house, there's people all around you, then give that time to yourself. Get up that hour early because you deserve it. You deserve to be treated. Treat yourself like you want to be treated by others, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for you, and you are responsible for what goes into your body, how you nourish your body, how you nourish your soul and your mind. So put those positive things into your day, and I hope that helps you with any issues that you may have with emotional eating. And yeah, put it into practice. And I'll leave a link to my newsletter. I would love for you to join my newsletter, because at the moment I'm really focused on getting out lots and lots of positive content, not just recipes, but ways that you can feel better at the moment, ways you can improve your gut health, ways you can lower your stress levels. It's all so important. So join my newsletter, join my Facebook group, which is very interactive as well. We're all sharing recipes and photos and motivating each other and uplifting each other, which is so important right now. So I hope that this has helped.